Howdy y'all and welcome to Lax Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. It is just getting to be morning. I spent the night up here on top of the gas station. And I went ahead and finished clearing off the air conditioning system. I have 71 scrap iron, which is awesome. I'll be able to use that to make up some more iron bars. Somewhere is the path down. Where happened to all the zombies? I swear there have been zombies growling all night, and now that I start recording, they've disappeared. Ooh, that one's got barbed wire on it. Let me out! Weird. Okay, now. I hate to say it, but can I blow this up by shooting the gas pumps? No. That's not fun. Oh, I never do this. Whoa. Somehow I missed. I think I just heard a weird noise outside in real life, and I'm pretty sure I just heard the caterpillar blow away. At dinner time, my niece and nephew were showing me their new pet caterpillar, and they had put it in a bowl with some leaves, and it was in the kitchen. And I told them they couldn't leave a caterpillar in a bowl in the kitchen without some kind of covering on it. And so their father set it outside so that it couldn't get out in the house. And I'm pretty sure that weird noise I just heard was the bowl blowing away that used to contain the caterpillar, which I'm sure he appreciated getting dumped all over the place. It was one of those banded woolly bear caterpillars. You know, the kind that turned into a moth. What are you doing? Ooh, look, we got something over here to explore. You know what they need? They need a wrecked train. We need some train tracks in this thing. I want to see a wrecked train. Like, full of dead bodies and zombies. I don't mean like passengers, I mean like cargo containers full of body bags. And then, I don't know, maybe it crashed into a semi or something. Something, man. Not that there isn't a lot of awesome stuff in this game, you understand. I just think this would be a good setting for a train wreck out here somewhere. I mean, it is right near the crap. I heard him coming. I just didn't see him. So I did not get to the new episode of The Walking Dead yet this week. I mean, it was yesterday. Give me time. And I haven't watched Z Nation in a bit. That's probably going to take me a while to get back into. I only have so much time. And having younglings in the house who want to hang out with me when I get home from work kind of puts a damper on how much time I've got, because I can't record with little chitlins down here. And, whoa, that was a loud thump for somebody who didn't die. It rained on me during the night. I didn't record my night while I was standing up there breaking down. Dang it. Ah, I had to get far enough back to be able to use one. I guess I could have put it on my hotbar. That'd have been smarter. But I did watch a couple of movies, and one of the movies was okay. I didn't dislike the movie, but it was not what I was expecting. So it's October. You'd think that movies coming out right now would be horror movies, and so I see this movie on the list, and it stars Maisie Williams. I think that's her name, from Game of Thrones, and I'm like, ooh, she's in a horror movie. That might be fun. And so the synopsis for the movie's called like The Fall or The Falling or something like that. The synopsis for the movie, now remember it's October, so my brain's thinking horror movies, is when a girl mysteriously dies at boarding school, the rest of the students are overcome with mysterious falling sickness. And the heads of the school have to take steps to discover what is happening. So I'm thinking, ooh, possession. I like possession movies. Angry spirit movie could be fun for, horror movies. I watch horror movies all the time anyways, but I like horror movies a lot. And so I'm thinking horror movie. Horror movie's gonna be awesome. Fairly getting to be well-known actress. I don't know that she's been in a lot outside of... Well, she's in... She was just in Doctor Who, I think. And, she's on 5 seasons of Level Up, 5 seasons of Game of Thrones, and... I saw the other one here not too long ago, too. I don't know what her name is. I only know Maisie Williams' name because Maisie's an odd name, and so it makes it stick in my head. Her last name might not be Williams. That might not be weird enough for me to remember. But I saw her sister from the show in a movie about assassins here the other day. It was her and... Oh, what's her name? I really like her. She's funny. She was in Little Miss Sunshine. But it was about... Wait, am I confusing my movies? Crap, I think I'm confusing my movies. Scratch that. It was... She was in a movie with the... I'll never remember her name. The girl from True Grit. And they were assassins. I just watched 2 movies about girl assassins. And one of them was the girl from Little Miss Sunshine was an assassin, and the other one was the girl from True Grit was an assassin. But the one with the girl from True Grit, that movie was called... Not gonna remember. I know it had a corny name, like... Okay, the one I just watched was called Final Girl. And the other one was like Assassin something. And, anyways, so I've seen her, the redhead sister from Game of Thrones, in a couple of movies lately, too. I watch a lot more movies than I think I do. Oh, nice. Found a straight-up first aid kit. I should put that on my hotbar. I think they need to change the right-click menu to a hold down right-click menu. I miss being able to right-click to grab half a, or one of an item, or whatever it is that I used to do with it. If you ever see me open the menu, I'm probably trying to just grab one of the item. But anyways, back to my other movie. So I'm thinking it's going to be a horror movie, and so start watching it, you know, and it's blah blah blah, talking, and the girl starts having fainting spells, and she's looking worse. What is that? Well, I think it's a log. She's looking worse and worse as the movie progresses. And then she's supposed to be in detention, and so when the teacher comes back, they were supposed to be memorizing a recipe as their punishment in detention, and it's like a 1960s movie, and so they were in boarding school in Britain. Well, they weren't in boarding school because they went home afterwards, but they were in like a all-girls private school, and anyways, she comes back and she tells the teacher she can't concentrate, she's feeling terrible, and she's all pale and stuff, and they thought she was pregnant, and then, oh man, I gotta get rid of something here. Glue, go away. And so, like, she started fainting, she was vomiting, stuff like that. And so then when they're leaving detention because she can't concentrate because she feels too bad, she collapses in the hallway, and blood starts coming out of her nose, and then she's just dead. In fact, she was so just dead that I wasn't expecting it. And then she goes home and tells her mother that her friend is dead. I'm like, what? And yeah, and so then it wasn't even real. It was, I mean, the girl died at that part. I have not been here. Why are all the doors open? That door is just straight up open, I guess. All right. But yeah, it was about psychosomatic kind of thing. It wasn't a horror movie at all. And the girl was pretending to faint, and then, oh, this is gonna be so loud. Let me turn the volume down. So instead I turn the volume up. Down, down, down. And so I did that before. Stop shooting the safes, alright? Can we get on the pickaxe, please? And so, so she's there, and I don't know if she was pretending to faint or she was just fainting, but it had no physical symptom. It was all in her head. And so then other girls around her started fainting, and then one of the teachers fainted a couple of times, but it turned out she was pregnant. Not that pregnancy necessarily makes you faint, I don't know. In fact, the teacher had a straight-up seizure at one point. But yeah, it was all in the girl's head, and it was just spreading amongst the girls as... Oh, shoot! I didn't realize that said unlocked. Whoops. I just destroyed a safe without looking inside of it. Great. Yay me. Okay, now I think I got the volume up too loud here. And so, yeah, it was alright, but man, that was not what I was expecting when I'm like reading about mysterious illness and the school has to take steps to find out what's happening, and then I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is totally not what I thought it was going to be. at all. Okay, I guess I need to search this house here. The other movie I watched was... I guess I watched a couple. I watched Extinction, which was pretty good. Oh man, I got punched right in the face. Extinction was... I think I may have talked about Extinction already, though. It's all frozen wasteland. Yeah, I remember talking about it. Ooh, what's this? Set in concrete. Cool. Except that's not my book on leather tanning that I need desperately. I can now make cement. Can't tan leather, but I can make cement. I can make rebar, apparently. Let's see, what else do we have? We had, what was the name of the movie I just watched? The Stranger. That's what it's called. It was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. Like, on my scale of 11, I'd probably give it a 6. Oh wait, isn't 6 halfway? I'd give it a 7. It was a little better than average. I'd probably give Extinction a high 7, low 8. Probably an 8. The Stranger could have been an 8, but I didn't like the main character. And I felt they could have explored the main character a little bit more. Even within what happened. They didn't need any new scenes, they just needed better dialogue, I guess. But that one was called The Stranger, and it was this dude and this woman, dude and a woman, and he comes home to find that she has torn the throat out of somebody, and then he decides he's got to kill her, and then she announces she's pregnant, and then he decides not to kill her. Nail gun, I don't have room to take you home. Sorry. I gotta leave one spot open in case something really important shows up. And so the anyways, he goes out to where she had moved to, and he finds out that she died. And I already know how to make a crossbow. I just can't make the leather bits I need to make a crossbow. Whoops. And so the movie is about how he's in this little town. The sheriff's son attacks him. His son, who doesn't know that he's his son, is there, and the guy, I think they just beat him up and stab him, and so the kid takes him home, and then the sheriff finds out that his son, who... I don't know why you're beating on that house. There's nobody in there. How about you? You're just stuck, right? Right? Because those are the houses already searched. Anyways, so he takes him home. He asks the boy's mother what happened to Anna, which is his wife's name. She realizes who he is and tells the kid to get rid of him, but not to do it at night. Or not do it in the daytime. Gotta wait till it's nighttime so nobody will see him. And so the kid goes out, and the sheriff's son sets him on fire, and No, no. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. The guy leaves because they're going to attack the family. And they take the guy out and set the guy on fire. Yeah, see, these are way more important. I don't need feathers, probably. I got a bunch of feathers. And so the sheriff's son... never mind. Scratch everything I just said. Alright, this is what happens. They're going to attack the family because they want the guy. Because the sheriff told his son to get the guy. And so the sheriff's son, I believe he has a... Get lost. Your Joker-looking face. And so while they're out there fighting, or no, while they're out there demanding the guy comes out, he comes out alright, and he attacks them. And the sheriff's son had like a bottle of gasoline in his hand, and the guy busts it, and so the sheriff's son gets covered in gasoline and set on fire. And then the other guys run, and he kills them. And they find one of the bodies out by the beach with the blood drained out of it because, bum bum bum, they're vampires. Or the guy's a vampire, anyways. And so he's yelling at people not to touch him, not to get his blood on him because he's so infectious. And he was gonna kill his wife because, or girlfriend or whatever she was, because she had killed another person, which means, or she had bitten the throat of another person, which means that that person was infected. And because of how infectious it is, he realizes that they are the death of humanity if they ever get go out of control. Uh-oh. Somehow I hit the button to throw away my pickaxe. Now let's see if I can remember not to bust this open. And so after he does all that, he disappears, kind of. And the sheriff tracks down that it was this kid who was involved with it, and so he takes the kid out and he burns the kid to find out where the guy is at. And the kid doesn't know, and so he can't tell the sheriff anything. And so then the guy's like, let me see the kid, I can save him. And because the mother takes him home, and the mother's a nurse, I think. And okay, I already searched that apparently. And so he he drains some blood out of himself and uses that on the kid's face and stuff. And so then they take him to the hospital, and then the kid gets better because of the vampire blood. And so I'm not exactly sure how rubbing it on opened wounds is okay. But because the guy's always talking about how infectious it is, and then he just rubs it on the kid's open wounds. I mean, a burn is an open wound, and that apparently did not infect the kid, according to the guy. And so then the sheriff wants the stranger's blood to save his son after he realizes that that stranger guy is the reason why the kid was fine. And so they catch him and they draw blood from him. And I think the boy's mother... Oh yeah, they kill the boy's mother. And which is actually like his grandmother. Or no, not even that. I think it's just some stranger that took him in, actually. I was thinking it was his grandmother, but no, it's just some stranger that took him in after his mother died. She actually told him that he asked what happened to Anna, and what happened was after the baby was born and the baby was normal, she opened the curtains in her room and let the sun turn her into a pile of ash. That's what she did. And so uh, so the kids better. They get the blood from the guy and they give it to the sheriff's son. The stranger gets out of the cell and goes to hunt down the sheriff's son because he can't let another one of his kind be alive because he doesn't trust any of them. And so when he goes, the sheriff's son actually, the sheriff and the sheriff's son start killing strangers, start killing police officers and stuff to get away because the police are there because the sheriff has killed people in defense of his son at this point. And so they eventually wind up with the sheriff's son and the stranger. Well, the kid, they flip a car, and the car lands on top of the stranger, and the kid comes along and finds him. And when the kid is trying to pull him out from underneath the car, he can't do it, and the guy's freaking out that he's going to get blood on him. So the kid puts on some gloves he found, and when he pulls the guy out, he apparently cuts the palm of his hand and gets the guy's blood on it. Now remember, he already had blood rubbed all over his face from this guy, so I'm not exactly sure how a little bit of blood on his hand is better than blood all over his face and stuff. And so more dogs. You know, that little symbol on my aimer is right in the way. Maybe not. Maybe the eye is exactly... the pupil on this eye is where I need to be aiming. But so the guy ties the kid to the tree and takes off after the sheriff's son. They wind up in this old abandoned building, and I think the sheriff's son got wounded, and so the stranger just opens the curtains because the abandoned building has curtains for doors, and so the son comes in and burns him up, and so that was the end of the sheriff's son, right? No, I guess they had a bigger fight than that because the son winds up coming in, and he had turned, and so this woman stopped to help him, and when she untied him, he started to burn up in the sunshine, and so I guess he killed her. I don't know. He had her car and her dog. And he had eaten the dog. I mean, he'd bitten the dog multiple times at that point. Great, now I'm infected. And, whoa. There are a lot of zombies here. And so, anyways, I cannot concentrate on this movie for some reason. So the kid showed up just before the sheriff's son was able to kill the father, and drags the sheriff's son out into the sunlight, and then he goes in and he talks to his father, and he's dressed completely in a firefighter's outfit from head to toe that blocks out the sun. And so the father handcuffs him, and then he looks at him and he's like, you know, we could be together, and he's like, well, I can't trust anybody with the end of humanity, you've got to realize that. And so then he uncuffs the kid. And, alright, I'm going to go back here because there's a store back here. And, so then he tells the kid he hopes that he's strong like his mother, because I don't know why. And so the kid gets up and he's like, when you leave the curtain open. And so the kid leaves and opens the curtain, and the guy burns up, and that was, oh, and then the kid takes the dying dog out of the back of his car, and then gets in the car and drives off. And that was the end of the movie. And it was pretty good. Like I said, I wish it'd been a little more to do with the motivations of the father, which is the titular character. Titular? Is that how you say that? Weird. Because he's the stranger. Man, look at the bajillion guys that just came out of that place. Anyways, so I liked it. And then I got real quick one more here. This isn't a whole movie. I saw a trailer for a new movie called The Boy. That looks awesome. The Boy is dang it, I'm not gonna remember her name, but she's from The Walking Dead. And she plays Maggie on The Walking Dead. Is Maggie her name on The Walking Dead? I think so. And Glenn's wife, Maggie? I'm pretty sure it's Maggie. Or Glenn is Maggie's husband, or however you want to say that. Anyways, so she's in a new one where she is interviewing for a nanny position, and it's an elderly couple who want her to watch their son for wherever that is they're going. And so when they introduce her to the son is a doll. Only they got a huge list of... Great. You know, if this sledgehammer, like, killed them with a single hit, it would be worth using, but it's way too slow. I can't... The range on it is too short, too. Although I feel like the range is too short on the clubs, but the range on the sledgehammer is really short. Anyways, so then she starts breaking the rules, like feed him, don't leave him alone, kiss him goodnight, things like that. And he starts moving and stuff, and like she puts him in a room, and she draws a chalk circle around him, and then when she closes the door, she waits, and then she sees a flash across the bottom of the door, and then when she opens the door, he's no longer inside the chalk circle. And then, you know, it's a horror movie, so things just have to go wrong from there. But I thought that looked pretty good. And, yeah. Alright, well, I am gonna die. I'm gonna call it here. So, click like if you like, subscribe, be sure and catch the next one. And I will talk to you later.